Welcome to John S's Sports Channel, and we're going to go into, well, an interesting Saturday. I shall just rearrange. I've just been doing a running video actually, so I shall put those behind. Must remember to swap them around every time we do a running video to doing a football one. So we're going to start with the championship teams today. So we're going to start with Bristol City Coventry. So if you've got a particular team you're wanting to talk about, then do put it in the chat. We'll be on to the others nice and quickly, hopefully, he says. And Bristol City Coventry. Well, this is going to be an interesting one, isn't it? Because I think Bristol City have started. Coventry haven't started as well as I thought. And it's been. So I thought that Coventry would be absolutely blowing everybody away. Yeah, they won Oxford, but did they win it in a convincing manner? Not really. The first week, Coventry, 1-0 defeat to Stoke, and we follow Stoke because obviously they bought our brilliant goalkeeper. So it's going to be an interesting one. I can see this being, it could go either way. To be quite honest, I'd put it down as a draw, but we'll see what happens. So on the lineup side, we have for Bristol City, O'Leary in goal. We have Tanner, Viner, Zach Viner down there, Rob Dickey, and Cameron Pring in defence. So they've got a decent defence. Staggered midfield, according to this. I'm not going to question Sky. Sykes, Williams, Bird, Knight, and Twine. So Scott Twine in there. That's good. Max Bird, Jason Knight. Yeah, I would say that's a reasonable midfield. And Sinclair Armstrong up front. So very much able to pull those two, the sort of Sykes and Twine in through the side and Max Bird down the middle. This is quite a flexible Bristol City side. However, we know what Bristol City are like. Sometimes they turn up, sometimes they don't. Let's see which side turns up. Coventry, I'm not joking. Coventry City, I need to just change that from top chat to normal. There we are. So Coventry have Dovin at the back. They have Eric, Latabaudiere, Binks, and Bidwell. Again, a good defence. I think that those two sort of match each other quite nicely. Midfield, Sakamoto, Torp, Rodoni, Eccles, and Wright. Now that's I seem to remember last week thinking that was actually slightly unbalanced, but this week it I don't know. That actually looks quite good. I quite like that midfield. Ellis Sims up front. Now Haji Wright can mix really well with Rodoni. I've noticed that the pair seem to really hit off each other quite well. Sakamoto tends to be a little bit on his own, but I think. Yeah, I mean, I said 2-2. This is going to be an interesting one because I think Coventry just have the edge on the teams. I think on that one. I think a Hull City versus Millwall. And Hull City. Hull City. We've got Panda at the back. Coyle, Jones, McLaughlin, and Ryan Giles. In defence. We've got a nice flexible Zambrano in the middle. We got Zambrano in the middle, right? So that's good. We can pull forward and back. That's decent sort of defensive idea. Omar, Slater, Mellum, and Miller in midfield, and Burstow up front. I'm just not feeling it. And that's really sad because that Plymouth 1-1, I thought they played quite well. About the first week, 1-1 Bristol City. I just think that I expected them this week to really go for it and come out with a really fighting, strong side. And this is okay. It's not bad. Millwall, who again they've been just needing to do something, and I know they did well in the first game, but to lose 4-3 at Bristol City, when I know Bristol City can be up and down, just shows a bit of a weakness at the back, doesn't it? They shouldn't be letting four in against, even though it was away. So let's see what they got. They got Jensen, and then they got Leonard, Tangana, Cooper, and Bryant. And then in midfield, they've got Knorr, Honeyman, Saville, and Watmore. And up front, they got Tom Bradshaw. I just think that this is more of an attacking side. But yeah, that defense worries me. I got 2-1 Hull. This could be a 2-2. This could be a 2-2. Could go either way, really, couldn't it? So that's going to be an interesting one, I think. Let's see what the Hull one does, because that's going to be really interesting. QPR. Now, QPR have been doing really well. I mean, yeah, they lost 3-1 in the opening fixture against West Brom. And last week, 2-2 against Sheffield United, but with 10 men, they did really well. I think QPR have been playing really well. Plymouth obviously got slaughtered by Sheffield Wednesday, but then they came back last week and drew 1-1 at home to Hull. But they've always been really good at home and just started at the end, at latter of last year, to just die off away from home even more and a little bit at home. This year they seem to have started a bit sort of up and down. And again, we've not been in the season long enough to see what Plymouth can do, because they have obviously made a big change with the manager. Some people love him, some people hate him. I don't know which side of the fence you're on. Tell me which side of the fence you're on, because everybody seems to have a different opposing view to Wayne Rooney. So QPR, they have Nardi, they have Dunn, Cook, Clark, Salter, and Pal at the back. That is actually a good. I like that defense. Midfield, they've got Smith, Madsen, Dembele, Field, and Sato. I think that's a decent midfield. There's 5 in there, so that's a decent makeup. Michael Frey up front. I think that team can score. I just think that, they could last year, they can this year. And I think that Sheffield United game just gives them a bit more impetus to get it done. Plymouth, Hazard at the back, good goalkeeper. In front of him, they got Edwards, Gibson, Galloway, and Mumba. That to me is slightly one-sided. I actually think that Galloway and Mumba work really well together, but Gibson tends to pull across to Galloway and then leaves Edwards on his own. And I just don't see that being a very well-balanced side. Then in midfield, you've got Whittaker, Randall, Gayabi, Forshaw, and Sissoko. That is actually a decent league, I'm going to say League One, decent championship side. Ryan Hardy up front. This could do well. I mean, if I look at the QPR side, I see a really good defense. I think their strengths in QPR is defense. I think Plymouth are really trying to push that one up front, but really support, try and create a huge number of chances for him. Can they do it against a good defensive side? What did I say? I said 2-0 to QPR. On this, I could see perhaps one goal for Plymouth. Could be interesting. Could be quite close. So that's the Championship done. We go to League One now. Let's me in. So League One, we have two games: Burton versus Stevenage. So if we go to Burton versus Stevenage, we have for Burton we have Crocombe at the back. We have Van Kooten, Sweeney, and Armour in defence, which is actually I actually think their defence is quite decent. Now, I know that's going to become a bit surprising, Nick, because look at the right league. I'm sure, yeah, it was 3-3 to Mansfield, but Mansfield have a really good striking partnership up there, especially with the guy from Evans from Newport. So it's and he did actually a goal as well. So I think Burton do have a good defence, but they're risking it with three with the style of play that Stevenage probably will be playing. Because they're most likely going to be trying to get round the side of them. And he tends to play quite. Yeah, if he's going to try and do a different style to last year, then he's going to be, like he says, he's going to be going down the side, and that could cause a few problems. Stevenage, on the other hand, oh hang on, did we go through Van Kooten? Yeah, oh yeah, Armour. Then you've got Malif, Galligan, Watt, and Williams in midfield, with Whitfield and Buddin supporting Orsi at the front. So this is an attacking side. No means about no bare bones. This is an attacking Burton side. I just think that back's going to have to be supported by Malif and Williams, because if it's not, as we look into Stevenage, I'm definitely getting the thought they're down the wings and round the outside of Burton's defence. So Stevenage have Cooper at the back, Smith, Sweeney, Piergini, and Butler. Nice, solid defence. Then they've got Phillips, White, and Thompson, who can quite easily sort of support anywhere in that sort of wide midfield. And then you've got Kemp, Simpson, and Roberts, who are going to, from what I can tell, it's Kemp and Roberts running up the side, then coming in. Certainly, Jordan Roberts kept getting the ball right into the corner and crossing it across. Now, that would cause a problem for Burton, because Burton are only putting three at the back. And if Stevenage are going to use Kemp and Roberts the same way as they did last week, this could be amazing. You've already got two teams attacking, but I can see Stevenage, their method of attacking, could actually win this. I put a 2-2. I sat on the fence, but there's been lots of people. I've got 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 1-2. I've got loads of 2-1s in both directions. I sat on the fence in the middle of it. I said 2-2. I think it could be Stevenage. Based on that formation and that team, I would be happy with the Stevenage. Last game of the noon 30 kickoffs is Stockport versus Bristol Rovers, or should we say Stockport County versus Bristol Rovers. So Stockport County, 4-2-3-1. We've got Adai at the back. We've got Mingy, Horsfall, Pye, and Toure. Decent. In midfield, staggered, we've got Diamond, Camps, Collar, Norwood, and Louis Barry. I actually again think that's slightly one-sided, but who knows? They have been playing they've been getting the scores, which is really Stockport. Yeah, they won 3-0, and at Blackpool, they've been getting the scores. You can't you can't say they haven't. And I really do look and think that is just weird because and 2-0 against at home to Cambridge, but I might sort of expect that one. I think that this could be an interesting team that's going to play better than what it looks on paper. On paper, looks like a standard mid-bottom table. They're playing a Bristol Rovers side who, to be quite fair with them, they have actually played better than what I thought they would. I'm not. I'm not. I wasn't getting a lot of great vibes from the Bristol Rovers fans as far as their manager's concerned. Taylor just did. I mean, he sort of went in at and sort of hit out at the players on the last game of last season, I do believe, and a lot of the fans are saying, "Yeah, you can't give all the blame to them. Some of it's got to be you as well. You know, you've got to work together." And they were sort of saying, "Well, I'm not quite sure that they can really see it working." But Bristol Rovers, what did they do last week? See, they lost. Bristol Rovers, where are you? Now 0-0. Oh God, of course it was. It was Rotherham's. They played dismally at Rotherham. Rotherham just played even more dismally. They had 75% of possession at Rotherham, Bristol Rovers, and they had very few shots. Rotherham had 25% of possession and about 24 shots, and it was 0-0. Can they put it in the net? I mean, law of averages say they're going to get it in the net at least once, but they're really trying to push this. This is how they got 75% possession at Rotherham. Make no bones about it. But can they get it in the net? And I'm not convinced that that formation will beat a sort of 5 in midfield beating a two supporting 3. It's like a midfield diamond, if you like, and I just these things tend to scythe through the sort of 5 across midfield. I'm tending towards Stockport with the makeup of the makeup there, which is what I put there, 2-0 to Stockport. Other people are saying 1-0, 2-0, and I decided 2-0. So we've got a good couple of games on there. It's going to be quite interesting. Certainly in the Championship. There we go back. The games will be sort of concentrated. I think QPR Plymouth will be a good game in the Championship. We'll be trying to keep our eye on that one because I think that will be the one that we try and keep up to date with. And then we've got Burton, Stevenage, Stockport, Bristol. I think the Stockport game in League One will be the one to watch. And it's going to be an interesting day. I just hope that everybody can hear me. In fact, let's just not that sound settings. Just make sure that everybody is able to hear me. Turn the sound up a little bit because somehow the computer keeps turning the sound down. Oh no, it's too high. Let's lower his tone a little. And then I hear people say, "I can't hear you. What are you doing?" So I've turned it up. Does mean you can hear my constant coughing from my days when I was 40 and had meningitis that shot my lungs, but never mind. I've got 1.5 lungs, so feel sorry for me. So there we are. We have our Sky app there ready to give us what's going in. Let's see which teams. See, I wanted to watch that one. Nothing on that one. Hull Millwall. Come on. So we'll wait for we've got about 6 minutes. So if you want to go and get a cup of coffee, you have 6 minutes to go and get a cup of coffee. I will probably be doing that myself. And then we will come back and see what we can find. So have a nice time. Go and have a cup of coffee. We'll see you back about 12:30, and we shall see what we can follow. And we'll. Bristol City Coventry we could have. Hull City Millwall. QPR Plymouth's in there. We could have. Shall we go for? I think we're going to go for Stockport. Well, Stockport. I might go for. I don't know whether to go Plymouth or. So QPR Plymouth. Come on, guys. Somebody tell me what do you think? QPR Plymouth, or shall we listen to Stockport versus Bristol Rovers? I'm going to go. We're going to go with that one. Stockport versus
Belongo, Thomas, Hutchinson, Ward, Conte, Omachera, and Martin.
So we're going to have a cup of coffee. We will see you 4 minutes time. 4 minutes.
Bristol Rovers, both sides unbeaten so far, and neither has conceded
Watch it.
a goal. Of course, Stockport have won 2.
Don't you dare leave.
Top the table, while of course Bristol Rovers were held to a draw last time out, but still it turned a decent start to the season. As far as team news is concerned, Stockport made one change from the side from Blackpool 3-0. New signing Oliver Norwood comes into midfield in place of Lewis Bates, while the Bristol Rovers, one change also. Chris Martin preferred up front to Earl Sotirio. So the lineup's in full. The County go with Dye, Mingy, Horsfall, Pye, Toure, Camps, Norwood, Diamond, Collar, Barry and Woodson, while Rovers go with Griffiths, Mola, Wilson, Moore, Belongo, Thomas, Hutchinson, Ward, Conte, Omachera and Martin.
I'm going to listen to that. Norwood is the change. I mean, if you can bring Oliver Norwood in as a, as a supporting, no, they're a ridiculous squad, aren't they?
But still, it turned a decent start to the season. As far as team news is concerned, Stockport made one change from the side from Blackpool 3-0. New signing Oliver Norwood comes into midfield.
So they've got Oliver Norwood. Absolutely cracking signing.
Bristol Rovers, one change also. Chris Martin
I am absolutely,
So the lineup's in full.
Certainly a good side, isn't it? I mean, they were doing well anyway. Let's face it. I mean, they weren't playing badly. So, they play well, and then they go and bring Norwood into midfield. So, and he's as good in defence. He's got a good defensive eye. So, he'll do well for him. I think at home, he'll do well.
But still, it turned a decent start to the season. As far as team news is concerned, Stockport made one change from the side from Blackpool 3-0. New signing Oliver Norwood comes into midfield.
So we're just watching. We're on 28 minutes past. We will be going into Championship, and we'll be going into 12:30 kickoffs very soon. We have 2 minutes. With nobody in the chat, we can pretty much do what we like. if people don't turn up, then what I do is at halfway I just turn it off. But that would just give me an extra bit of time before the 3 o'clock one, because at 3 o'clock I always go straight away through. But there's really no point in me blabbering on to myself all the way through the full 90 minutes. Well, 105 minutes if people don't turn up. We've had a couple of people turn up, they all disappeared. Unless you can prove me wrong and say that you're here. My little man signal up there says there's nobody in, but it doesn't always get it right.
So the lineup's in full. The county go with Dai, Mingy, Horseful, Pie, Torre, Canstal with Diamond Collar.
So I'm going to watch. So keeping an eye on Stockport Bristol Rovers. Stockport actually wants me to log in. Hang on. Likes me to log in. As Stockport versus Bristol Rovers are now off. Don't do that. And just make sure we do it the right way this time. It has suddenly asked me to log in for some strange bloody reason. So let's see how we've got. Yep, all of them are now off and running dead on time. We'll just go to the Stockport as Diamond is running down the side, down the right hand wing for Stockport. So Diamond's running down the wing, tackled, the free kick to Stockport. Gets back to Mingy, but he kicks it out, and Conte for Bristol Rovers down to Gavin Ward on the right hand side for Bristol Rovers. Passes it back to Conte. Can he do a 1-2? No, he doesn't. He does a 1-2, but it's with Belongo. Belongo now played quite well. Been playing quite well, Belongo. So let's see what he can do on the edge. Gets to the edge of the box.
Left is Jordan Robertson, up front is Tyree Simpson for Stevenage. Burton in there, famous yellow, black shorts, yellow socks, and Stevenage.
Shot that Stockport goalkeeper has that one.
Very close in stadium, is a Pirelli Stadium. Very fast paced, would expect. Both teams hit a bit of a slump, but they have got themselves wins in midweek. They'll want to take that.
The trouble is, it won't let me.
Season. We're a minute in. Ball's just going to be cleared by Murphy Cooper out of his hands. The ball's in the centre of midfield. Now for Stevenage. Actually being picked up by Burton, and Dylan Williams made his permanent transfer from Tottenham Hotspur last year.
So I'll go into that one instead. We want the Stevenage. So, what have we got? Man United are still 0-0 with Brighton.
The last match, 1-0 success at the Memorial was back in 2010. So
Burton versus Stevenage. Stevenage now.
But 3 successive
Smith
victories in their head-to-head
back to Cooper. Stevenage now. Sort of, we'll sort of watch it. Burton nearly intercepted that down the middle. It went straight to Tim Simpson, and Simpson now trying to. But he's. He gets it taken away, and he goes. Burton ran with it, but then just as he touched it forward, it was offside. So the back line of Stevenage, the offside trap triggered there. So that's going to be a free kick to Stevenage.
So far, Bristol Rovers getting downfield, and again it's the same two stood over it, Hutchinson and Thomas. Thomas swings it in to the far post, heading towards, but wide of the post in the end.
Stockport, the one I'm going to be watching, is back with Diamond now for Stockport. Stockport, Diamond nearly lost it there, right in his own and in the 6-yard box. But he gets it back, and I think that's actually been deemed as a foul. A bloody good job it was that direction, otherwise it would have been a penalty. So,
downfield earlier on.
4 minutes in, and Stockport can have a free kick there.
On the chair. Slight miscue from Adai. Came out of his box. The ball is bouncing around. It's hacked away towards the right touchline. Mistake at the back from Adai coming out of his box to try and clear.
Adai kicks it out.
He's still on, although
that was Adai nearly lost it there. Kicks it out, but they kick back in, and Horsfall now can try and get rid of it, but he gives it to Moore, crosses it, and it goes out for a throw in to Stockport. So Bristol Rovers, I mean, good times, but they're just not controlling it. Bilongo now grabs it from Stockport, runs down to the left, far side left, tries to beat the back line, but he just can't do it. And Mingy grabs it, kicks it away. It ricochets back to Horsfall. Horsfall now just behind halfway, around the centre circle. But Bilongo is really being a pain in the arse for Stockport players, because he grabs it, he intercepts it again, and plays it right across the back line to Moore, up to Omicheri, but he loses it to Ollie Norwood, because they've just made that transfer, and it's a pretty decent transfer on them. Stockport playing it down the left, but they're playing it backwards now, back to the back line, and they're doing a typical sort of championship thing where they pull it back and then they try and probe down the other side. Whereas they probe down the right-hand side, Mola intercepts it, kicks it out, and it's a Stockport throw-in. Now this is really, really critical. This Stockport throw could. It's right by the further forward than the penalty spot. So short to Mingy. Hutchinson grabs it, but he runs towards the corner and then ends up having to kick it back, and Horsfall grabs it for Stockport. Oliver Norwood now, what can he do? He can cross it all the way to Barry on the other side. He gets to Barry. Camps Barry doing a couple of little 1-2 touches, but Moore manages to tackle it away from him. But again, he's going into the corner. Strange that they should do that. Kick it out, and Horsfall and Pye do a couple of 1-2s on the halfway line. Pass it back to Adai. Mingy, Mingy in the defence. Ollie Norwood's back there now, and it's covering the whole length of the pitch, like lightning. This guy, he's like, you see, bloody hell, 4-2, and crossed there by Stockport, but it was too easy for Griffiths at the back, and he just gathers it, and he can quickly set it out on its way to defence, but he seems to be taking his time. So Bristol Rovers are at the minute a little bit under the cosh. Stockport are certainly doing really, really well. Oliver Norwood seems to be, and I was going to say Horsfall, but he goes and loses it there in his own half to Hutchinson. Then Stockport get back, but Hutchinson gets it back again. Hutchinson passes it back to Mola. He can't get past that particular bit of defence. Don't bother trying. Pushes it back to Mola, and they can pass along midfield. So that's a Stockport game. Let's just. That was a shot on goal by Bristol Rovers. Long shot, but not quite going to make any difference to them. Adai gets shorts it to Adai, and then he wellies it up to Wootton, but Wilson can stop that one by Bristol Rovers. So let's go back and. We do have a goal. We do have a goal, guys.
But the focus is on the action at Edgeley Park, and it's on the chair down the left-hand side again. And it's
QPR 1, Plymouth 0. Let's have a look at this. Let's see if we can. We don't get a. Try and get over here so we can get into QPR. See if we can get into the QPR one. It's Frey on 3 minutes, so actually we've missed that one by 6 minutes, but
kick, and it's already launched downfield. That's played off
But
Mola.
yeah, goal from Frey.
Throw in right on the corner flag.
They've laid siege apparently to poor old Plymouth's goal for quite a while, and they've managed to get through. So it's been a bit of a siege apparently over here. So let's have a look at it. QPR are. Let's have a look at some stats, shall we? They say it's laid siege. In fact, wow, XG of 0.67 to QPR, nothing to Plymouth. 10 dangerous attacks to QPR, 5 to Plymouth. Now it's only 47% possession to QPR, but they've made 4 shots, 2 on target. And Plymouth have no shots and nothing on target, so it's a little bit disconcerting.
Yeah, they haven't conceded a goal in the league. Of course, Stockport County got 6-1 at home.
So Dunn is and Frey and Powell. So pass it. Oh, Whittaker grabs it for Plymouth just at the right point there. It soared across the goal line to the opposite, to QPR's left from the right, and Edwards manages to just grab it and kick it. I don't know, kick it, and he's ran for it, and he's managed to give it to Mumba. Gives it to Randall. Randall now for Plymouth down the middle. Gives it to Giabi. Giabi on the right-hand side for Plymouth. So we're not doing too bad, Plymouth, really. They're keeping the ball. Randall, yeah, and they're just... It's almost like Plymouth are trying to just bug QPR into thinking, hey, we need more possession. Let's just try a little bit harder and try different tactics. But from what shots have been, all the shots have been QPR, and half of them on target. So QPR aren't necessarily, even though they're at home, needing to do anything about this, because as Edwards sits there, no goals in any of the games. They're all in 10 minutes so far.
I think it took a deflection. I also think Griffiths had it covered, but it is a corner kick. A little bit passive back.
Shall we go as Gayabi for Plymouth? Can they make their first shot? No, pass it back to Whittaker.
Get a shot off.
And Dunn grabs that cross by Plymouth, by Whittaker, and they kick it out for a Plymouth throw-in. I'll just see this before we go back to the match we're listening to. Gibson, Edwards. No, they could have done with just pushing forward their Plymouth, but didn't quite. We're going to Stockport Bristol Rovers.
Straight into the hands of Griffiths.
And out to Stockport kick it out. Oliver Norwood eventually gets it in the middle, in the centre circle. Oliver Norwood passes it nicely, goes left to Diamond. Diamond now on the almost far left. Mola grabs that through ball nicely. What a great interception. Mola can now kick it out, hopefully, and he's just got a Stockport player right on him, and he's I think it was a foul, so he's going to get a foul, that one, to Mola. So Bristol Rovers living it dangerously at the back there. Nick the ball, gets tapped, goes down, and it's...
you were unsure, or if you've joined us a little bit late. One change for Stockport. They're coming in, I'll come back to that because they're on the attack with Diamond. Referee plays an advantage. Diamond into the box to Collar. They haven't tracked the run. He's got to the
Belongo stops one. Horse fall in the middle of the box.
Wilson puts the challenge in. It will just be a corner kick.
And
again, a little bit
corner to Stockport. Stockport throw a kick it in, but Griffiths grabs it. Wilson can get it out to Mola, and Mola can let Bristol Rovers attack, but Mingy intercepts that. We're about 30 seconds ahead of the radio commentary.
Hanging deep towards the far post.
And
Just about
Mingy
kept alive.
get
Back into the 6-yard
crosses it
box.
in, and
There's a
Belongi grabs that one.
gone goalwards. It's wide of the post. It's gone behind, and it's come off a Stockport County head last.
Oh, Mingy lost that one to a Bristol Rovers player there, and it's a good job Adai can is sitting back in order to get that one out, because Bristol Rovers were just on the ascendancy. They're just trying to get something in. Gives it to Ray. But Amocheri seems to be doing some pretty good tackling down that right-hand side, and Bristol Rovers can have another throw in right now. Oh, it shorts it, but the Stockport guy just kicks it out, and it's straight out at the same position for Bristol Rovers. Bristol Rovers have another throw in. Will they try short again? It didn't work 2 minutes ago. Yes, they will. This time it gets to Moore, and Moore can try and cross it, but Horsfall kicks it straight out to Barry. Barry tries running out, gives it to Wootton, pushes it forward, but it's intercepted by Conte. So Hutchinson, but Norwood grabs it from him and gives it to Collar. Collar gives it to Wootton, but Mola makes a good tackle there. That's really well timed. Pass comes back to Mola. Griffiths in goal, and across to Mola. Collar kicks it out, and it's a Bristol Rovers throw-in. So at the minute, this is quite one to end. 58% possession to Stockport. Slightly higher goal XG.
Now the break is on. There's a 3-on-3. Collar's in the middle if they can find a pass. Oh, Mola did just about enough to dispossess.
Mola again with a dispossession. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's given away by Hutchinson on the halfway line.
So we'll go back out.
Get played into Wootton.
We're going to go to Hull City versus Millwall. So Hull City versus Millwall, and Millwall are on the attack. But it's quickly intercepted, but Brian gets it back again, gives it to S. They lose it, but Ryan Giles eventually grabs it back. It's like ping pong ball on the left-hand side for Hull City at the minute, and Hull City have managed to grab it. Ryan kicks it out, and be a Millwall throw, not too far from the penalty area. Probably just about get it in from there. Odds at the minute are 13-8 for Hull City, 2-1 for a draw, and 15-8 for Millwall. So not an awful lot in it. It's sort of 2-1 all the way across the board. Slightly more to the home side, purely because they're the home side, I think. But no. Millwall now to Brian. Denori to Dangana. Kicks it forward, but Hull player grabs it, gives it to Slater. Slater now runs with it towards the this is really around the centre circle. Comes backwards to Jones. McLaughlin there. Ryan Giles again. Back to Jones. Coyle. Oh, this has gone both ways twice now on the back. Honeyman grabs that at the right point. What can they do with this? Because Brian now has it. Gives it to Honeyman. He's doing 1-2 with Honeyman. But then Honeyman passes it back and then kicks it forward. And it's almost like trying to pretend to kick it back, get it back, and do a 1-2. Jones for Hull City though sees that, and Saville grabs it from Jones and has a shot on target. It's saved, and he pushes it out to Slater. Slater now for Hull City need to clear this one out of the way as Millwall are on the attack. Slater now tries kicking it. In fact, he's tried kicking it forward gently, and he runs with it. But as he gets to the far right-hand side, Millwall grab it off him, kick it completely to the opposite side of the pitch. And it's a throw-in for Hull on their left, right near the penalty area. They throw it short and gets back to the halfway line. Jones, Coyle, McLaughlin, Jones, Coyle, back to Jones. Giles, crikey. They're just playing it left to right across the midfield at the minute. McLaughlin again. Jones, Coyle. O'Moore keeps coming in, but then it seems to be playing it back. Again, he plays it back to Coyle. I don't know what O'Moore's doing, but he's not managing to get forward when he needs to. He needs to perhaps use Slater a little bit more, or Mellem a little bit more, but I don't see them getting into it. Jones, Coyle crosses it, but Tangana kicks it out. Saville, Jones grabs it again. Jones for Hull City. Hull City are steadily coming into this. Slater now. Slater on the right-hand side. Tries a shot and it's just off target. The question is, did it hit any? No, it didn't. It's straight for Saville.
From the left. Was the far post and a free header bounced into the ground, tipped over by Adai.
So we shall go out of that one.
Bristol Rovers, because he could have perhaps should.
So that seems to be quite an even game.
That's a great opportunity.
We haven't looked at Bristol City versus Coventry. Let's look at Bristol City versus Coventry. Coventry now with Bidwell. Coventry really on the left-hand side. I get the lefts and rights correct. It's like a cross-come shot from halfway line, which was never going to get anything from the goalkeeper. It says it's a good way of getting a shot, I suppose. Stats of the minute are 4 shots to Bristol City, 2 on target, 1 to Coventry, none on target, 52% possession to Bristol City, and we have Bristol City on top here, as Bristol City can try and they're playing it along the back, they're not wanting to take giving the possession away to Coventry City, because we know what Coventry City are like when you give them possession. They can be pretty brutal with it, to be honest. Eventually comes forward and but Dovin takes it off him in the box, and I mean right in the box. Dovin making a good tackle there, but he clatters it. Latibaudier takes a pretty nasty clattering on that one. So as he's trying to clear the ball,
unofficial off-tube studio commentary.
Latibaudier takes a bit of a clatter.
All for the game, that more header.
So Coventry were obviously solid at the back, and then just Latibaudier tried to sort of help clear the ball, but unfortunately gets a, because Bidwell was near it, gets a clattering. Dovin gives it to Binks then, as we Coventry take off again.
Largely cancelling each other out, not too many clear-cut chances. That more chances, the
Bidwell.
better the game has come from a set play.
Eccles, Binks, Eccles. Oh, that's intercepted by Sykes, right on the edge of the far box. Gives it to Bird, gives it to Knight. What can Knight do? He can give it to Scott Twine, gives it back to Knight. Oh, Eccles comes in and nicks it from them. They're just playing too many passes there at the front, Bristol City. Zach Viner, Eccles. What did I think on this one? Bristol City, I put a 2-2. Everybody was saying 2-2. Dickey, Pring, Knight. Knight's trying to keep the ball now, trying to play a bit of fancy footwork. Zach Viner across to Tanner. Tanner now. the right-hand side for Bristol City. Ziner, Zach Viner, Zach Viner, in the middle. And Bristol City are certainly on top, as he gives it to Williams there in the centre circle. Bird, Williams. There's not an awful lot of movement, and I'd say this is tentatively pushing down one or two of the wings, perhaps in the middle, and then just pulling back. I mean, Zach Viner now is back in the defensive area, back to Dickey. Viner then gets it on the right wing and then tries lobbing it forward, but Eccles will gather that one for Coventry. Can Coventry do anything with it? We'll just wait and see. Bidwell, he's been a bit slow, really, gives it to Torp and then back to Binks. Latibodia, Evic played quite well last week, I thought, but passes it back to Latibodia. Binks, Bidwell, and then Bidwell loses it. Tanner, Bidwell seems to be not playing as well today, which surprises me because he's usually one of the guys that I look for in this side. And yeah, he's usually quite a sturdy person, a sturdy sort of, that's a back wing back stroke mid winger. He often gets quite way forward over the halfway line. But then, like just then, he had a really good moment or two in pure defence. So Scott Twine, we'll just watch what Scott Twine does. He gives it to Bird. Bird's running towards the box, and as he gets there, he hits a wall of blue, and I said, pass it back to Williams. Williams now, what can he do? Dickey, in the middle, it seems to be going towards, Jason Knight. Scott Twine, and he gives it. Scott Twine gave it to Armstrong. He shot, blocked on the line, and comes back out. And as that, that's a nasty injury. Dovin now has been injured for Coventry, and Armstrong who went into him. Oh my God, a double injury here. Armstrong clattered into Dovin, and they're both laying injured on the floor. Not sure where the ball went. I think the ball might have gone across the line. This is going to be interesting because we're going to have to wait and see what has come on there. Let's see if we can get some local commentary.
Mingy was throwing himself in there, but Wilson's played it off Mingy. The last touch came off the Stockport player, and it's goal kick. And the officials got it right.
No, that's way behind that. So
replays like myself.
So it looks like it's going to end up being a goal kick. So that's it's getting quite heated down there at Bristol City. So I don't think Coventry are willing to let go of that just yet. We'll go to Burton Stevenage and we'll see what Burton Stevenage is doing. Burton we're offside just as we came in there. Burton offside with Stevenage free kick.
Reluctant to call Horsfall's header a chance because he's so close to the goal line.
At the minute here, it's very much Burton Albion. Having said that, Stevenage they've had one shot each, but Stevenage their shot was on target. But it's 68% possession to Burton. So I was thinking Stevenage might actually have a better chance here down the wings and be able to sort of penetrate a little bit more. Well, their shot was on target. Does look a very interesting game. Although they've got 68% possession, Burton don't seem to be overly dangerous, as in not a hell of a lot more than what Stevenage are. So that's going to be an interesting one. I looking at the lineups, I was saying Stevenage looked a little bit better there, certainly down the wings, but that's not working out how it's turning out so far. We'll come back to the actual game. Stevenage there, try on the edge of the box on the right-hand side corner for them.
The left-footed option, Norwood the right-footed option.
It looks like a corner to Stevenage.
Disappointing free kick.
So Stevenage are going down the wings a little bit more. Stevenage, Burton are sort of holding back quite nicely. They seem to be able to cope with this quite easily. We'll see where this corner goes to. Oh, short, and they kicks it out, and they kick it back in, and Sweeney then gets it for Burton. He loses it, and Phillips, Kemp, Van Kooten grabs it for Burton. So they're playing it down the middle, actually, Stevenage, which is rather strange, because I would have expected him to be totally different from the ex-manager and pass it down the wings, because he is more of a sort of winging attack manager, this one. So I would have expected it to go down there, but apparently not. There's Gilligan that goes down the right for Burton.
I think the pace and the size, the sheer size and physicality of Bristol Rovers is a problem.
That one?
Or has been a problem in this game for.
So at the minute, Plymouth have got a red card.
Get on top possession-wise. Here they go down the left-hand side with Torre. It's gone beyond Barry. We try to step over.
And does that mean it is 1-1? Let's see. I want to know whether that's a.
Sorry to throw it to Bristol Rovers halfway inside their own half.
It's a double yellow for Foreshore.
At Loftus Road, Clement back on terms at 1-1. But they're a man down. So it's QPR 1, 10-man Plymouth 1.
So Plymouth have scored. Whittaker. So it's now Plymouth get a red card, and it's QPR 1.
Remains goalless in all the other games, including this one.
Plymouth 1. So we've actually they've actually scored on 28 minutes, and then they've got a red card on 29 minutes. So Foreshore is red card. So put that in here.
I think Bristol Rovers will be pretty happy with their
Foreshore
work so far.
Card. So Foreshore gets a red card for Plymouth. That's going to be interesting, because QPR did really well with 10 men. Let's see how they do against 10 men, because in fact, let's have a look. Let's have a look, shall we? We'll that's one we can have a look on with Sky Bet, Bet365. This one's probably the best way to do this one. So QPR have it for a throw in on their right hand side in their own half. Oh, it gets kicked forward, and Galloway just managed to get that one and kick it out. It might be a corner.
Hit his heel rather than his instant.
So let's see what QPR can do here.
Obviously, they're deep inside their own half.
We wait for that one to kick off.
Throwing down the line, making himself a nuisance. Didn't actually win the ball, but Bristol Rovers eventually did. It's played off for a throw in to Rovers just inside the Stockport half.
Comes in, and Sato off target there, and it misses the post. Connor Hazard now sort of has it, and the strange thing is they seem to be sort of. Connor Hazard was injured in a melee a little while ago, and it's being sort of giving it to the defenders, one of the defenders to kick out. Reluctantly accepted that one back and then kicked it long. Clark Salter gets it eventually for QPR, gives it to Randall. Randall totally ridiculously. Plymouth can now try and build up from that right hand side, and we'll see what Randall does, because gets tackled. Oh, he took it out. Madsen gets it for QPR. Throw in. Pal Field up to Cook. Cook now to Smythe. We've got Smith or Smythe. What do you want to call him? Done. QPR. What did we say with QPR? We said 2-0. Well, we're obviously not going to get that now because Plymouth have scored. But we might still get the result. Dembele now. Running across. Oh, and he passed it to Sato, and it's saved by Hazard, and Connor Hazard now tries to kick it out. Oh, that was a close call by QPR. Nearly made it 2-1, but I think Hazard is still slightly injured actually, because he took a clattering about 5 minutes ago, and he's not really full. I don't think he's really fully recovered. Out for a corner, I think, for QPR. So we'll see. We'll wait to see what QPR do with this. And QPR can try and swing this one in. And then we'll go and have a look at some of the other games, because we've got League One also on here as well. Oh, they have to clear it backwards, so they've in the end it gets kicked out, but QPR gather it in their own half and give it away, and Sissoko crosses it, but Powell intercepts that one, gives it to Dembele. Dembele clears it only as far as Galloway. Galloway's playing quite well for Plymouth, and even though they've got 10 men, you wouldn't expect you wouldn't believe it, because Galloway seems to be playing for 2 people. Brighton have scored against Man United, and don't really watch that particular stuff, so we won't be looking at that. Burton versus Stevenage. Armour now for Burton Albion. Watts for Burton Albion. On the back, Cropmore. Playing it all the way across the back end now, and Van Kooten. They're playing it across the back, a little bit too close in I don't usually like. Certainly, if Rotherham start doing that, we expect it to get in the net against us. Sweeney trying to pull it a little bit further forward. Armour now for Burton Albion, but back to Cropmore, and we're really dangerously in the defensive area. Stevenage grabbed that on the halfway line for a throw-in. So Stevenage have a throw-in on halfway. Stevenage now can lob this one. Probably it looks like it's going to go a fair distance towards the centre circle, if I remember. They get kicked forward, and Van Kooten grabs it just in the Burton half. 2 passes later, it gets kicked out, and it's a Stevenage throw in the Burton half again. So it's just gone circular all the way around. Stevenage have it back again. Stevenage short to Roberts, but he ends up losing it, and on the 1-2 return, and Burton Albion have a throw in at the same point. Short to Malif. Is Malif going to keep it in, or is he going to? Has he walked it out? Like a free kick to Burton Albion, I think.
Second touch is a tackle, and the ball balloons off
and
into the area.
Back to Cropmore. So Cropmore now in the Albion defence. Goal. Sweeney. Armour. They're trying the left-hand side now. Gilligan, Van Kooten. Now they need to use Van Kooten. Van Kooten is a good player, but just not doing great. Back to Van Kooten again. Runs with it to the right-hand side. If he's going to do that, he's not going to have to lose it to Phillips like he has done. Cross it to Simpson, and Thompson then shoots, but it's off target. That clatters into a couple of players. Not sure whether that's gone out for a
Torrey got in the
corner or
way.
not, but somebody got in the way.
I've got a little shove as well.
It's off their own player, so it's a Burton Albion
goal line or a goal
kick.
The decision has gone the way of Stockport County. Around,
So we're going to go into the
minutes to go
game
to
that we're
break.
just listening to, which is Stockport. We'll just have a quick
Actually,
look at the other games.
So,
Has just been a goal.
midway through the half, but that's abated.
It's Stockport
Downfield.
1.
Could be a chance here for Stockport County. It's teed up nicely and it's in the back of the net. Barry, the flick on from Wotton. Again, the defence was standoffish on the volley, running onto it. He was allowed to wait, so it's the perfect guy. He's absolutely lashed it past Griffiths into the top corner, and Stockport County have the lead with a little over 6 minutes to go to the break. It's a third goal of the season, 3-3 in the league.
Well, Barry gets the goal on 39 minutes for Stockport. And Stockport are on the goal.
Barry on the volley in the D. Not directly on the volley.
Interesting, we had a yellow card just a short while earlier for Mola for
poor header, excellent finish.
Bristol Rovers, but Bristol Rovers not. What stats are we on? See, Bristol Rovers are starting. They started well, but Stockport have had 7 shots, 3 on target, and 4 corners. Stockport are starting to come into this a little bit more. Bristol Rovers were actually slightly more ahead, but oh yeah. Let's just go in and watch that. Let's have a look at the actual. Oops, no.
Slightly caught out of position. Of course, Mola's taking charge because he's backpedaling.
So we are with Conte for Bristol Rovers in their own half. Gives it back to Griffiths, who kicks it out to Omocheri, but he loses it to Horsfall. Collar to Barry on the left. Barry now pushes it forward. Back to Ollie Norwood to intercept. Barry crosses it. Diamond has a shot, but it's off target. Wotton and bounce off a defender. Comes back. Wotton has a shot. Bounce off a defender again. Norwood grabs it this time. And Norwood can pass it to the right-hand side to Diamond. Let's just try and get down that wing. But Belonga, who has actually been playing reasonably well, he puts a foot to it, but Diamond stops it going out. Crab pushes it back to Norwood. Norwood now can try and cross it in, but instead he pulls it back to Horsfall for some strange reason. He tries crossing it in, but Wilson grabs it in the box and gives it forward, nudges it forward to Ward. Martin, small little passes now, just trying to make it easy. Belonga. Ward.
Is just about blocked as he tries to pull the trigger. Panic stations once again. Bit of pinball.
Omocheri tries a shot for Bristol Rovers, but Toure finds that one quite easy. And Toure now tries to pull that forward. And we're on 42 minutes and 44 seconds. And at the minute, it's looking all Stockport. Well, not quite. It's mostly Stockport. Bristol Rovers, though, are pushing quite nicely. There's a corner there to Bristol at the minute, so we'll see. We'll see if that. Well, I'll wait on here to see if that happens. We go to QPR versus Plymouth, I think, because that's where the red card has been.
Slightly miscued. Toure taking no chances. Martin on his shoulder. Cleared by Toure behind for a corner kick. Having another look at the Diamond chance at the other end. It's beaten the keeper.
QPR 1, Plymouth 1.
Come back in. Keeper's lying in front of Wotton. There are defenders there.
It's in the goal for Plymouth now. Well, yeah, it's in the goal area for Plymouth. They've got a goal kick.
Quite find the clinical touch to double their advantage. Yeah, the clearance, the second clearance that is. hit Wootton, who was then on the turn. Could have gone anywhere. Wootton 6 yards out.
Just froze that one on me. Actually, Plymouth have 57% possession, which is quite strange, and they've only got 0.1 XG, whereas QPR have 0.93, and it's 1-1. So they've done well with what they've got. One shot on target and 1 goal. So Plymouth have to be doing something good because they've got it in the net. And at the end of the day, 100% conversion of shots on target is pretty good. Plymouth now throw in on their left. So Plymouth will have a throw in on their left. And we'll see what happens here, guys. We're coming to the end. Dunn intercepts that for QPR. And let's see what they can actually do with this. He's going fading off. Go away. He crosses it in, but Plymouth gather that one, and they'll have a goal kick. You've really got to get these shots on target, QPR, if you want to start winning it. They're having the shots, or they're sort of aiming it in the right direction, just not getting it. They're too hard or they're too soft, mainly too hard, and they're just sort of flying past the goal and of no harm to Plymouth. As QPR hits into the Plymouth area, Plymouth hit it back into QPR area. QPR hit it back into the Plymouth area. Plymouth then hit it sideways to Sato, and QPR can try and keep. That's good. But he gets clattered into, and it's another free kick, I think. Injury time, 3 minutes.
Dangerous bit of pressure from Bristol Rovers. Half time is upon us.
Randall for Plymouth. Edwards
Time now.
for Plymouth. Plymouth now trying to just calm things down. Yeah, they're just calming things down. They're just wanting the 3 minutes to go now. Hardy down the middle. Yeah, but that wasn't going to work. And QPR managed to grab that one. And it's 46 minutes, 2 minutes left as Mumba stops that QPR advancement and passes it back to Hazard, who kicks it out. But only as far as Dunn. Now, if Dunn can try and get something done here, oh dear, I didn't mean that either. But Gibson intercepts it and pushes it to Whittaker. That was a good time to make a leading goal, wouldn't it be? Well, 1 minute from the end of first half. As Galloway now will
just taken the lead in stoppage time at the end of the first half against Coventry, so that is now 1-0.
We have indeed.
Bristol City player, of course. Field at the moment, didn't they? Just run back on, but we've got about 30 seconds left.
A goal just before half time at Bristol City, and Bristol City are now Bristol City 1, Coventry 0. And we will go to that one. And it's 3 minutes extra time, so it's 30 seconds left.
Now down injured.
As Rodoni kicks it off for Coventry, Eccles, Bidwell, and Coventry now can try and build. A lot of people thinking that this was going to be a draw. I thought it was going to be a draw. We'll see. Bristol City 1-0. Stockport County 1, Bristol Rovers 0 then. So that's that game. As Bristol City kick it, but Eccles grabs it in the Coventry half.
Time at Edgeley Park in Stockport County.
We will come out. I want to see everything as they come in. Stockport Bristol Rovers is 1-0, and that's now half time. Burton Albion 0, Stevenage 0, that's now half time. Hull City 0, Millwall 0, that's half time. Look, QPR's just finished. QPR 1, 10-man Plymouth 1. That's now half time. And if we go to Bristol City, they're on 4 minutes of 3 minutes added time as Knight Wright tries to cross it from the Coventry left. And that's half time. So it's Bristol City 1, Coventry 1. We may... We'll see what happens. A coffee. If nobody turns up after half time, I might call this one to a finish. So I do apologise if anybody replays it and thinks, how did the goals go in? Unfortunately, there's only so much talking to myself I can do. I see people coming in and going out, but that's not. I wanted a bit of a chat in the chat box, but come on, guys, we can do this. We can create a channel where people talk to each other like civilized humans. No, perhaps not. But yeah, I'll see you in a few minutes, and we'll see if anybody joins, and then we'll maybe go into the second half. So see you later. I'm going to have a drink. Good luck to all. I'll leave you with the League One game, and see you later.
The bar was largely even Stevens until the Barry strike at the break. Stockport 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Off time at Edgeley Park in Stockport County 1, Bristol Rovers 0. The goal coming 6 minutes before the break. A long ball downfield from Adai. Mola misjudged his header. He teed up a volley 20 yards out, and Barry found the top corner with a thunderous finish. Diamond also saw one cleared off the line. Prior to that, Moore had a free header that far post tipped over. The bar was largely even Stevens until the Barry strike at the break. Stockport 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Off time at Edgeley Park in Stockport County 1, Bristol Rovers 0. The goal coming 6 minutes before the break. A long ball downfield from Adai. Mola misjudged his header. He teed up a volley 20 yards out, and Barry found the top corner with a thunderous finish. Diamond also saw one cleared off the line. Prior to that, Moore had a free header that far post tipped over. The bar was largely even Stevens until the Barry strike at the break. Stockport 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Off time at Edgeley Park in Stockport County 1, Bristol Rovers 0. The goal coming 6 minutes before the break. A long ball downfield from Adai. Mola misjudged his header. He teed up a volley 20 yards out, and Barry found the top corner with a thunderous finish. Diamond also saw one cleared off the line. Prior to that, Moore had a free header that far post tipped over. The bar was largely even Stevens until the Barry strike at the break. Stockport 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Off time at Edgeley Park in Stockport County 1, Bristol Rovers 0. The goal coming 6 minutes before the break. A long ball downfield from Adai. Mola misjudged his header. He teed up a volley 20 yards out, and Barry found the top corner with a thunderous finish. Diamond also saw one cleared off the line. Prior to that, Moore had a free header that far post tipped over. The bar was largely even Stevens until the Barry strike at the break. Stockport 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Off time at Edgeley Park in Stockport County 1, Bristol Rovers 0. The goal coming 6 minutes before the break. A long ball downfield from Adai. Mola misjudged his header. He teed up a volley 20 yards out, and Barry found the top corner with a thunderous finish. Diamond also saw one cleared off the line. Prior to that, Moore had a free header that far post tipped over. The bar was largely even Stevens until the Barry strike at the break. Stockport 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Off time at Edgeley Park in Stockport County 1, Bristol Rovers 0. The goal coming 6 minutes before the break. A long ball downfield from Adai. Mola misjudged his header. He teed up a volley 20 yards out, and Barry found the top corner with a thunderous finish. Diamond also saw one cleared off the line. Prior to that, Moore had a free header that far post tipped over. The bar was largely even Stevens until the Barry strike at the break. Stockport 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Off time at Edgeley Park in Stockport County 1, Bristol Rovers 0. The goal coming 6 minutes before the break. A long ball downfield from Adai. Mola misjudged his header. He teed up a volley 20 yards out, and Barry found the top corner with a thunderous finish. Diamond also saw one cleared off the line. Prior to that, Moore had a free header that far post tipped over. The bar was largely even Stevens until the Barry strike at the break. Stockport 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Off time at Edgeley Park in Stockport County 1, Bristol Rovers 0. The goal coming 6 minutes before the break. A long ball downfield from Adair. Mola misjudged his header. He teed up a volley 20 yards out, and Barry found the top corner with a thunderous finish. Diamond also saw one cleared off the line. Prior to that, Moore had a free header that far post tipped over the bar. It was largely even Stevens until the Barry strike. At the break, Stockport 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Off time at Edgeley Park in Stockport County 1, Bristol Rovers 0. The goal coming 6 minutes before the break. A long ball downfield from Adair. Mola misjudged his header. He teed up a volley 20 yards out, and Barry found the top corner with a thunderous finish. Diamond also saw one cleared off the line. Prior to that, Moore had a free header that far post tipped over the bar. It was largely even Stevens until the Barry strike. At the break, Stockport 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Off time at Edgeley Park in Stockport County 1, Bristol Rovers 0. The goal coming 6 minutes before the break. A long ball downfield from Adair. Mola misjudged his header. He teed up a volley 20 yards out, and Barry found the top corner with a thunderous finish. Diamond also saw one cleared off the line. Prior to that, Moore had a free header that far post tipped over the bar. It was largely even Stevens until the Barry strike. At the break, Stockport 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Off time at Edgeley Park in Stockport County 1, Bristol Rovers 0. The goal coming 6 minutes before the break. A long ball downfield from Adair. Mola misjudged his header. He teed up a volley 20 yards out, and Barry found the top corner with a thunderous finish. Diamond also saw one cleared off the line. Prior to that, Moore had a free header that far post tipped over the bar. It was largely even Stevens until the Barry strike. At the break, Stockport 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Off time at Edgeley Park in Stockport County 1, Bristol Rovers 0. The goal coming 6 minutes before the break. A long ball downfield from Adair. Mola misjudged his header. He teed up a volley 20 yards out, and Barry found the top corner with a thunderous finish. Diamond also saw one cleared off the line. Prior to that, Moore had a free header that far post tipped over the bar. It was largely even Stevens until the Barry strike.
Let's have a look at a few other things. I don't think we'll be...
Stockport County 1, Bristol Rovers 0. The goal coming 6 minutes before.
Right, they're still winning
Mola misjudged his header.
Manchester.
He teed up a volley 20 yards.
I want to listen to that one. This is the QPR versus
they held on
Plymouth,
and they bounced back as well. 28 minutes, Morgan Whittaker hit a strike from about 30 yards. It went straight into the back of the net. Less than a minute later, Adam Forshaw was sent off.
no reds, no yellows.
At half-time, QPR won.
Hang on.
Half-time,
That's
game
Man
between
United,
QPR
go away.
and Plymouth. And it looked for the world as though QPR were going to run away with this game when they got the opening goal after just 3 minutes. Michael Frey headed home from a Dembele corner kick. Things going very early
Morgan
on,
Whittaker for Plymouth. Michael Frey for QPR.
A strike from about 30 yards. It went straight into the back of the net. Less than a minute later, Adam Forshaw was sent off for 2 bookable offences at half-time. QPR won. Half-time, the game between QPR and Plymouth, and it looked for the world as though QPR were going to run away with this game when they got the opening goal after just 3 minutes. Michael Frey headed
Morgan
home
Whittaker's
from a
30-yarder is one to be watched, isn't it?
Going very early on, but they held on Plymouth and they bounced back as well. 28 minutes, Morgan Whittaker hit a strike from about 30 yards. It went straight into the back of the net. Less than a minute later, Adam Forshaw was sent off for 2 bookable offences at half-time. QPR won. Half-time, the game between QPR and Plymouth, and it looked for the world as though QPR were going to run away with this game when they got the opening goal after just 3 minutes. Michael Frey headed home from a Dembele corner kick, and they got things going very early on. But they held on Plymouth, and they bounced back as well. After 28 minutes, Morgan Whittaker hit a strike from about 30 yards. It went straight into the back of the net. Less than a minute later, Adam Forshaw was sent off for 2 bookable offences at half-time. QPR won. Half-time, the game between QPR and Plymouth, and it looked for the world as though QPR were going to run away with this game when they got the opening goal after just 3 minutes. Michael Frey headed home from a
That was a good header that by QPR. Michael Frey.
Going very early on, but
that
they held
was
on Plymouth, and they bounced back
he
as
comes
well.
across. Oh, it's a 20-degree angle, so it's a quite tight angle, and it's really well placed. Yeah, it's a good header. There's no video for the 30-yarder.
game when they got the
Disappointing.
opening goal after just 3 minutes. Michael Frey headed home from a Dembele corner kick. And they got things going very early on. But they held on Plymouth and they bounced back as well. After 28 minutes, Morgan Whittaker hit a strike from about 30 yards. It went straight into the back of the net. Less than a minute later, Adam Forshaw was sent off for 2 bookable offences at half-time.
I'm going to have a look. We have actually got one on this, on the main, they put it on the main championship site.
Going to run away with this game when they got the opening goal after just 3 minutes. Michael Frey headed home from a Dembele corner kick.
Oh, QPR midfielder. Which one was it? Whittaker actually hits the ball as the ball is on the QPR midfielder's foot. Here. Yeah, it goes for it and he just doesn't get there quick enough. And the Plymouth guy, all in yellow, just whacks it in the back of the net. Yeah, that was really strange. I don't think it is. It says here is it goal of the season. No, I don't think it is, but it's certainly very. Yeah, certainly very interesting.
And Plymouth, and it looked for the world as though QPR were going to run away with this game when they got the opening goal after just 3 minutes. Michael Frey headed home from a Dembele corner kick.
So just going to see the 2 yellows for the Plymouth guy.
Hit a strike from about 30 yards. It went straight into the back of the net. Less than a minute later, Adam Forshaw was sent off for 2 bookable offences at half-time. QPR won. Half-time, the game between QPR and Plymouth, and it looked for the world as though QPR were going to run away with this game when they got the opening goal after just 3 minutes. Michael Frey headed home.
Lucky not to give a guy a yellow card there.
Got things going very early on, but they held on Plymouth and they bounced back as well. After 28 minutes, Morgan Whittaker.
Yeah, he kept pulling him back. No wonder he gets a yellow for it.
And a minute later, Adam Forshaw was sent off for 2 bookable offences at half-time. QPR won.
Forshaw just grabbed him and he's pulling him back constant. I mean, constantly. That was ridiculous. Oh, and there he goes, 2-footed, and that is a red card. That is I wouldn't even give him a yellow. I'd give him a red card for it. They gave a Rotherham player a red card midweek for that. 2-footed studs up is a red card. Absolutely, 2-footed, both sides of it. Nah, he didn't even get the ball. That's a red card. But
Michael Frey headed home from a Dembele corner kick. Got things going very early on. But
so at the minute we have Bristol Rovers behind 1-0 away at Stockport. Burton 0, Stevenage 0, QPR 1, Plymouth 1, Hull 0, Millwall 0, and Bristol City 0. Bristol City 1, Coventry 0.
Michael Frey headed home from a Dembele corner kick.
Things will start to kick off now. We have a kick-off at Hull City and at Burton Albion. So we'll go to Hull City. We'll see if anybody joins in. If people don't join in, I will be closing it. I usually close it at half-time if I had less than a couple of people. Now we'll just do a few minutes, see if anybody joins. If nobody joins, I'm going for lunch. And we'll see you at 3 o'clock. So you got Coyle. Coyle now, 46 minutes as Coyle grabs it for Hull City. Rushes out to Slater, back to Coyle. A couple of 1-2s there, trying to get into the front. Get on the front foot now, but Coyle takes a clatter. I think it's going to be a Hull City free kick. Gives it to McLaughlin. Oh, he has a long cross stroke strike, and it goes straight to the goalkeeper for Millwall. And it's a Millwall goal kick.
world as though QPR were going to run away with this game when they got the opening goal
So,
after just 3 minutes.
QPR is still out.
Dembele corner
Not
kick.
in yet.
And they got things
46
going very
minutes
early on,
45
but,
at Hull
they held on
City.
Plymouth and they bounced
As
back as well.
Millwall
28
take
minutes
their
on
own
Whisker.
jolly time.
Hit a strike from about 30
And even
yards.
then they
It went
lose it.
straight
But
into
then
the
on
back of the
halfway,
net. Less than a
Leonard
minute later,
grabs
Adam
it back.
Forshaw was sent off for 2 bookable offences. Half time, it's QPR 1.
And
Half time, the game between QPR
gets
and
clattered
Plymouth.
into.
It looked for the world as
So,
though QPR were going to
goes
run away
out
with this
for
game
a
when they got the opening goal
Millwall
after
throw.
just 3 minutes. Michael Frey headed home from a Dembele corner kick.
Ooh, that was a poor
got
throw.
things
Gives
going
it back
very
to
early
McLaughlin.
on,
And
but, they held
Honeyman
on
grabs
Plymouth
it
and they
back,
bounced
but
back as well.
Zambrano
20
grabs
minutes
it
on
back from
Whisker.
him.
Hit a strike from about
A
30
bit of
yards.
like
It went
tussle
straight
over there, I
into
think,
the back of the net. Less than a minute later,
on the Hull
Adam
City
Forshaw was
left.
sent off for 2 bookable
Zambrano,
offences.
but then he's being
Half-time,
clattered into.
QPR
I think that's a free kick.
Half time, the game
So
between QPR and
it's
Plymouth.
getting a little bit
World as though
heated,
QPR
perhaps,
were
at
gonna run away with this
Hull
game
City.
when they got the opening goal after just 3 minutes. Michael Frey headed home.
Ball
from a
trickles
Dembele
out for
corner
Millwall, and they just
kick.
think,
Got
yeah,
things going
okay, we
very
can
early on, but they held on Plymouth and they bounced back as well. 28
cross
minutes,
it
Morgan
to
Whisker
their
hit a
left
strike from about
for
30
no,
yards. It went straight
crossing,
into
but
the back of the
Omar
net. Less than a minute later, Adam
grabs
Forshaw
the
was sent
ball,
off for 2
intercepts it, and then
bookable
gets
offences.
clattered into. So
Half-time,
that's
QPR won.
going to be a bit of an injury for
Welcome
Omar.
along to this off-tube in-event studio-based commentary. The second half coverage is now underway, and the football is just about to get underway as well. QPR kicking from left to right in this
Well,
second
lead
half.
up, so there's a bit of an injury time there, so I don't like covering injury
Classic
time.
hooped, blue and white Plymouth from right to left in that change orange strip with the black shorts. In the first half,
We'll have a quick
as
look
I
at
mentioned,
QPR.
it was a lively start.
QPR passing it along the
much
back
better
with
side for the majority. In fact, 3
Salter.
minutes in, they made their mark. Dembele's
Back to Cook.
corner was headed home by Michael
Oh,
Frey.
nice, typical
QPR
typical
Possession of the ball, had a
championship
chance to
football.
hit the bar as well from
Goes
Karamoko
back to Cook.
Dembele.
Back to
Dangerous
Salter,
from
yeah.
set pieces in
Powell.
particular.
Ooh,
Did get one
can
back,
be.
though.
Oh, he's
Whisker
offside.
Really finely struck
QPR
ball from
offside
30
there.
yards. Had a little bit of
Yeah,
a
he's
fortune as the way it
he's
fell
taught
to him.
his
No
Plymouth
fortune
side
at
to
all
play
that
the
finish
offside
and
flag.
flew
And
past.
well,
Yeah,
you know,
QPR goalkeeper
I'm not
Paul
keen on
Nardi into the back of the net.
offside traps.
And then just a minute later,
I've
Adam
never actually
Forshaw, who
mentioned
picked
it,
up a
but
yellow card about 10 minutes earlier.
an offside
Back
trap
Karamoko
does
Dembele
not
on the
prove
counter
somebody
attack.
was
He
goal
booked them,
hanging
and he
or
booked a
taking
minute after the
advantage
goal
of
was
play.
scored
The
for a
defence
second
are taking
bookable
advantage
offence.
of play
Strong challenge
by
down the
running
left-hand
forward.
side of their defence. Sent off with 15 minutes to
Never
go
really
before the
stood
break,
right
and
with
that's
me.
how it was at the half.
As
QPR
Plymouth
won.
lose it in the
won
attacking
the
half,
second half. As I
but
say,
grab it back.
is underway.
Ayarbi grabs it and he tries
There was
to
a
get
change
into the
at
corner to
half-time.
do
There
a
was.
cross. He's
It's,
got
Sato
into the corner and he
has been replaced
tries
at
to
the break.
turn his man to
Sam
get a
Selar,
cross in.
Ranchella, is now
But
on the field.
it's
Made his move
QPR
from
that
Lugano.
bounce it off
in
him
the
to
Swiss
get a
Super
throw
League.
in.
He's
But
on
they
bench
just
for
they try and give it to
QPR
Madsen, who doesn't quite
this
get there. But then
afternoon, so they
Madsen
could go
manages
for
to
it,
wriggle it off
because Gela
the midfielder.
can play as that
And
number 9.
Madsen can try and
Saito was one of the
he's
3 just behind Michael
kicked it
Frey,
out.
making themselves busy.
Plymouth
really
now.
fluid in attack.
Passed it back
They
to
can get
Hazard.
that second goal
Seems
now
to be
with
it
45
seems to
minutes
be
to go.
fitting well now, Matt
Against
Hazard.
10 men. Ball on the left-hand side though for Plymouth.
Took a bit of a clattering in the first half.
Sending
It
off Adam
looks
Forshaw.
to
Did really well to control possession.
well
just a
out
lack
of
of
it.
chances really. that let
Gayarbi
them
now
down.
again. Hardy, Gayarbi and Hardy are playing well together.
Connor Hazard,
Randall
headed back though by Steve Cook.
Field
Jamie's underneath the
grabs
return.
it for
Hardy wins
QPR.
it. This is good from Plymouth. Big ball over the top looking for Hardy. That'll be scooped
Powell,
up though by the
Field,
left boot of
Powell,
Jake Clark
Field,
Salter. And QPR will
Powell.
have possession inside their own half.
Field. Crikey, we're going to play it again between you two.
Between Paul and
Pushing it to Galway intercepts that probing pass down the right hand side.
Brilliant from Karamoko Dembele.
Sissoko
Defender, but Mumba just got a touch on the ball as he went past him.
and Field
Coming together,
grabs
and the
it.
referee and the linesman both said no foul. And Plymouth
Field.
come away with the ball, but they
Madsen.
lose possession almost instantly to Sam Field. Debutant Nicholas Madsen takes over.
Dembele
The
now.
right-hand side for Jim
Down the right hand
Dembele
side.
takes a
Taps
touch.
it
He's
inwards
gonna
to
have another running
Dunn.
defender, finds Dunn
Oh,
on the return. He goes
just
essentially
he tried giving it to Powell and then Edwards just sort of
Back
like
to,
gets
Powell
it
now.
first.
Here's Sam Field.
But Powell eventually sort of
Left
gets
for
it back.
Paul again.
Just not
in a more
very.
central position as
There's lots of bitty play here at QPR.
really putting bodies forward. Now it is done.
I mean,
About
Dunn's
30 yards from goal, still done.
he's getting
Give me a
close,
one,
but
he
he's just
doesn't
not
shift it, instead towards the
managing
left
to
to
get past
Smith.
that
Takes it in his
offside
stride,
trap
has a
that
look
keeps
forward, two in the
bringing
box.
in.
Chala and
Smith
Frey,
crosses
in
it, but
comes from Kenneth
Mumba
Paul
right
towards
next to
stick,
far
just
post.
amazed everyone
That was quite a good
in
cross.
blue and
That
white.
could have been dangerous,
Goes on
that
play.
one.
Michael Frey wants a corner. You see a replay here. It was a first-time ball from Paul.
It's a throw in instead, so throw it.
From Brendan Galloway.
Done. Dembele.
Just wait and see. He did give a throw in the officials, and Dembele gets a 1-2 from Dunn, and he's fouled by Darko Xavi, who is on a yellow card. Apologies, no, I've made the same mistake as the referee did in the first time. He nearly booked Sissoko before booking Xavi.
Yeah.
It was actually Sissoko that committed that offence this time. It will be a free kick in a dangerous position for QPR.
Right outside the bar, I mean, right on the line. So
He looks like
Dunn.
a real talent.
Let's see this one. This is a dangerous free kick.
We knew his ability. He wouldn't have made his debut at such a young age for Celtic if he wasn't an
Dembele.
exceptional player. Also played for the England under-18s.
Oh, crosses it, but Gibson goes that one and kicks it out.
From Dembele towards the centre of the box, headed away though and out of play for a corner kick by
Gibson.
Plymouth. And it will be another set-piece opportunity, which they have looked dangerous.
Gibson headed it out, and it's a corner to QPR.
Corner kick of the game for QPR, a first of this second half.
Let's see where this. Oh, it goes to Field on the far side. Field has a shot. He's on target. Randall blocks it, and Randall gets that one out. Oh,
nearly got his second.
he's off the post. I thought it was off Gibson. But Galloway kicks it out. Comes in. Frey has a shot. It's on. Oh, Frey's off the bar this time for definite. And Hazard grabs it.
He did get a touch on the first attempt, which we'll see now. Cross came in. It was actually Sam Field who won the header. He might have got the slightest of touches.
The radio might just about catch up in a minute. There's another shot.
Won it. I don't think he gets a touch on that. I think he comes straight off the post there. A better angle here.
Hazard.
Oh, maybe just the slightest touch.
Kicks it out to Field.
Probably was on target, and that's probably what it'll go down in the stats. But he denied, and then he made a save.
Kicks
from
it
that
out.
rebound as
And
well.
it's Plymouth throwing.
Again, QPR, that's a lovely ball. It's slightly away actually by Madsen. He was looking for the run of Smith, but that'll play for throwing on the right hand side. Well, Connor Hazard, he's not had. I won't say he's had loads to do. He had some saves to make.
What
in the first half,
we've got. Where shall we go? We'll go Hull versus Millwall. Why not?
The chances that they had on target, QPR they weren't particularly dangerous.
It's a Hull goal kick, isn't it? So short to Jones, back to the goalie, back to Jones, Coyle.
Plymouth just hanging on at the minute.
Pander again.
Got into his side at half time. QPR won, Plymouth won, 51.5
The
minutes.
goalie, Honeyman. He gave it to Honeyman. What can Honeyman do with this? Can he cross? Oh, it's a throw-in, and it's really close to that line. Right. Couple of yards out from the far touchline. So on their left-hand side. So Millwall now, great chance here. This is a really good. This could be a really good throw-in.
Comfortable collection from the Plymouth goalkeeper.
Keep an eye on it. So this could be quite a good. This could be the first goal.
Darko Xavi,
Short to Honeyman, and Onmore just takes it from him like candy from a baby. But as he turns, Brian grabs it, tries crossing. The goalkeeper just taps it out, and Denor just could have done something, but he just missed it. Well, that was that to me is just get it on target, guy. Just get it on target from there, and he didn't.
Just avoids the post.
And Millwall will be really annoyed with that. Millwall could have made that.
Lovely weighted ball from Kenneth Paul.
Gilbert Albion, who are on 55 minutes.
And just bounces wide past the post. So nearly.
Crombie to Sweeney, will build from the back for Burton Albion.
Just as it bounces, just takes it away from goal. But he's a real handful, Jimmy Dunn.
Crocombe,
some real problems.
Sweeney,
when they get the ball inside the area. QPR. Plymouth just hanging on at the minute. 53
pushes it forward, but Butler eventually gets that one.
Forward from Hazard. Javi's underneath it. coming together between him and Madsen. No foul, says the referee. Dembele comes away with it. He gets
pushes it
pulled a little
forward,
bit there
Van
by
Kooten
Randall.
grabs it again, doing a
Referee
really
will
good
give a
job in
foul for that
defence, Van
It
Kooten.
will be a free kick to QPR, taken quickly, and a yellow card as well for the Plymouth man. It was Randall. Adam Randall in the book, as is Darko Chaby already in this game. Of course, Aaron Forshaw sent off as well in the first half.
Burton coming in now, trying to pass it across. Oh, sharp target by Bodin. I mean, they made sure he was going to shoot from outside the box. It wasn't really going to be too difficult to watch that disappear.
In fact, he's given it the other way, surprisingly. The ball had gone out of play for
so
goal kick.
at the minute, Burton Albion seem to be on the better side of that.
He just pulled Lewis Gibson away as the ball was coming in.
We'll have a look at the Stockport game. That's on. This is what we're listening to. Mola.
Plymouth Argyle.
Oh, no, it's not. We moved to Plymouth, didn't we?
Still 0-0 in the game between Hull and Millwall, but the deadlock has been broken in the game between Bristol City and Coventry and Ashton Gate.
Right, we got Bristol substitution for Stockport County.
And it's still 1-0 to Brighton at home to Manchester
So throw
United
into Bristol Rovers, but
Stockport
are making a
QPR win the ball back with Kenneth Parle. He's then fouled by Morgan Whittaker, and it will be a free kick. Signs of frustration, perhaps, for Plymouth's number 10, the main man. They look to him whenever they've got the ball. Fired home after about 30 yards.
It's going to take a while with his substitution.
Still just 23 years of age.
Go back to this Plymouth game. This Plymouth game is quite interesting. Dembele shoots, and it's easy take by Plymouth.
In this game, Karamoko Dembele, but that wasn't one of them. Beat his defender well. Mumba beat him again. Got the cross in.
Hazard kicks it out.
Play for a goal kick.
Only short to Gibson there.
If you just joined us, 55.5 minutes in, QPR 1, Plymouth 1. You're listening to Off Tube Independent Studio.
Mumba loses it to Frey though.
Sent off for the away side in the first half.
Frey gets it back to Dembele.
By a combination of Dembele and Frey, he goes centrally then to
Field.
Sam Field, who just evades Darko
Cross to Chella.
And on loan from Ellen Road.
Pal. Madsen. Oh, Cheddar has it was a 1-2 with Cheddar. Done. Field. Madsen, they're hassling this Plymouth defence. Field. Fucking hell, all they need to do is get past this forward, this back line, which is really pushing the... done in the middle of the box. But he's facing the wrong fucking way. No. Manages to turn, has a shot, but it's off target, and it hits a defender and comes straight back out, comes straight back in, but then the goalkeeper for Plymouth managed to grab it.
Referee thought about it. He was inside the area, but he's not give it Gavin Ward. Instead, he's given a goal kick.
Gary Ward's quite...
Together there between Mumba and Dembele.
Yeah, it would usually give a penalty if it's 50-50.
No foul.
Surprised he didn't there, because he does have a tendency to be yellow card happy and penalty happy. As Dunn grabs it from a Plymouth player, passes it across to Field, who runs to the left-hand, towards the left-hand side of the field. He's now carry on running. Nicks it to Pal, who tries doing a 1-2 with him, but Gayabi grabs it, and he loses it to Madsen, and Madsen then tries to wriggle his way.
On the right-hand side, plays it down the line. A chance to get it in the area. Well defended, though, again by Darko Chaby. And that'll play for another corner kick.
He crosses it, but he gets out for a corner.
Park Rangers. Makes it 5 overall for the hosts, with defending to do.
Madsen there really did break into the box and just nicked it back nicely, but it was just intercepted at the right time by Plymouth and nicked it out nicely.
That lovely delivery to Michael Frey, although the referee sees something he doesn't like inside the area. I think it's Frey and Edwards getting a little bit too heavy-handed, getting to know each other inside the box. A lot more of that.
I can see QPR trying to get a yellow card to a couple more of their players, can't you? Yeah.
See some of the players getting pulled and dragged when it's so unnecessary. pause play a little bit as that corner now prepares to be taken.
Done. Oh, Galloway takes it at the right
Does
point
meet the
there.
first man, headed up rather than out though from Plymouth and headed back inside the area.
Galloway can,
drops on the edge for Sissoko wins his header. Plymouth can break now because they've got three coming forward as they're coming together there in the semicircle. Referee says no
in the
foul.
centre circle, but Field grabs
really
it from him in the centre circle. And
back for QPR just to hold that counter attack in its tracks.
are they going to stop the counter and run forward with their own, or are they going to stay there for a minute? It looks like it's a foul.
He was just too heavy-handed there, and he can't keep hold of Dembele at the minute. Absolutely brilliant from the number 7.
The only way they can stop Dembele is by kicking him, giving him his shins a quick kick.
In a game which
playing against 10 men for so
I'm going to call it a day. As we've got Frey.
It will be a free kick, but we're just going to wait for that free kick to be taken.
Frey kick gets a free kick.
In the meantime,
pass to him, but it's out for. No, he managed to. No, he kept it. He shoots, but it's off target, and he should have really done better with that. I'm going to call that a day, guys, because nobody's been coming in. We're gonna. If I can just grab the end stream, I'm going to have lunch, and I shall be back at 3. But until then, it's John S. saying goodbye, and see you at 3 o'clock.
Left hand side, dink it back inside the area, looking for Frey, but